To mark 75 years of India's independence, the CBSE History TV 18 Heritage India Quiz travelled with over 2,600 teams.
And we'll move on to the next question.
16 semi-finalists.
It's a fine answer on a step out.
Competing in 21 quiz contests to celebrate India's rich heritage and shine the light on the nation's diversity.
And now, 4 teams face off in the second semi-final.
Hello, namaskar, vanakkam and sat sri akal. खेल है ये बेमिसाल, ये है Complan History TV 18 CBSE Heritage India Quiz presented by Pentonic, knowledge partner Manipal Academy of Higher Education,
Bangalore campus.
and co-powered by BSA LB. It is, of course, a semi-final, the second of 4. Team A is Cambridge Court High School from Jaipur. Joining them as Team B is the Scindia School from Gwalior. As Team C is Sardar Patel Vidyalaya from Delhi. And completing the lineup in the second semi-final is Team D from the Tons Bridge in Dehradun. Let's begin with round number 1. It's called Infinite Bounce. 4 questions passing clockwise and then 4 pass reverse. 10 points on the direct and also on the pass. But if you're confident on somebody else's direct, hit the buzzer to reserve it for yourself after the direct team answers. But remember, there is a -5 for a wrong answer on the buzzer. We'll start with our first of 8 questions to Cambridge Court High School Team A from Jaipur. Your first question on your screen now. The seeds of a certain 1864 decision by the British were sowed in the wake of Gurkha Wars. A series of transactions followed until Rivine and Kotgarh were exchanged with the Raja of Kyonthal. Lack of resistance from the rulers during the 1857 revolt made the decision easier. What decision that needed an annual exodus?
The transfer of Kohinoor diamond.
I'm afraid that's not the answer. Question passes to the Scindia School Gwalior.
Subsidiary alliance.
Is not the answer. I'll pass it to Sardar Patel, Team C.
A seasonal ownership of the land between India and Nepal.
Is not the answer. And finally to the Tons Bridge.
Pass.
Is not answering as well. The answer that I was looking for, it says needed an annual exodus of transferring the capital to Shimla. No points on the very first question. We will move on to our next one. That's going to be for Team B, the Scindia School. Inaugurated by then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh in 2010, the building was meant to house the State Assembly. However, the Tamil Nadu government converted it into a hospital and went back to its old assembly. This super specialty hospital faces which landmark organization formed by students and teachers of a literary society in the 1870s?
Asiatic Society.
That's not the answer. I'll pass it to Sardar Patel, Team C.
The Hindu.
Is correct. That's the answer. This is indeed the Hindu group, absolutely, in Anasalai, in Mount Road in Chennai. That gets you a +10. Very good. And now to our next question will be a direct to the Tons Bridge. Which state capital city, prior to the British Raj, was named after and by the grandson of Aurangzeb soon after becoming its governor in 1703? The city has had many names in its history, including the one named after Bignonia Suavulence, which is what it was founded as by King Ajatashatru. Team D.
Patna.
It is Patna, known as Azimabad, named by Prince Azim Us Shan. And of course, the Bignonia Suavulence that I spoke of was the Patli tree, which gave the name Patliputra. Team D, that gets you a +10 on the direct. We'll move on now to our next question. That's going to be a direct to Cambridge Court. In algebra, the blank Fibonacci identity expresses the product of 2 sums of 2 squares as a sum of 2 squares in 2 different ways. Hailing from Bhinmal in Rajasthan, who is the person who makes 1/2 of the name of this identity?
Bhaskaracharya.
Is not the answer. I'll pass it to your neighbors. Team B, Scindia School Gwalior.
Bhaskar.
Is what they said also. I'm afraid that's a -5, Scindia School. I'll pass the question now to Sardar Patel.
Brahmagupta.
Is correct. That's the answer. This is the Brahmagupta Fibonacci identity. Very well done there. We'll reverse the order now. We'll start with Team D, Dehradun. Rejected Princesses describes whom as this Sikh warrior saint led 40 deserters or Chali Mukte back into battle, and in so doing possibly saved her entire religion from extinction.
Pass.
To Sardar Patel.
Pass.
Passing to Scindia School.
Pass.
Passing to Cambridge Court. Everybody offers a pass. The answer that I was looking for is Mai Bhago or Mata Bhagkaur, the first woman in Sikh history to take up arms to fight the oppressors, the Mughals. No points to anyone. We'll move on to the next question. That's going to be a direct to Team C, Sardar Patel. In 1946, a mutiny or revolt took place in the Royal Indian Navy. The Indian Navy personnel began calling themselves as Indian National Navy. To downplay any communal angle, the revolting ships hoisted the three flags of the Congress, Muslim League, and the flag of which political party, the only one that supported the rebellion?
Hindu Mahasabha.
Is not the answer. I'll pass the question to the Scindia School.
The Socialist Party.
Is not the answer to Cambridge Court.
All India Forward Bloc.
Is not the answer to
INA.
INA. No, I'm afraid it's not the INA either. This is the Communist Party of India. This is the CPI. Nobody gets any points on this one, unfortunately. But I'll give the next question to the Scindia School. In 1929, the now defunct Bombay Chronicle wrote, in London, you have the Poppy Day, New Year's Eve, the varsity boat race, Epsom, the test matches. But in Bombay, you go on working and clubbing and grubbing the whole year round, except in this week. What now defunct annual event's popularity did they highlight that took place in that 1 week that they're speaking of in that quote?
Ganesh Chaturthi.
That's not the answer. Jaipur.
Kala Ghoda.
It's not the answer to Tonsbridge.
Pass.
Passing to Sardar Patel.
The anniversary of the arrival of the King of Britain on Mumbai.
Is not the answer. This is the Bombay Quadrangular or Pentangular or Triangular, the annual cricket tournament, and then Ranji became the premier first-class cricket tournament in India. No points again. We'll move on to our final question of this round. That's going to be for Team A, Jaipur. Tell me, what is this a list of? Maharashtra, Blue Mormon, Uttarakhand, Common Peacock, Arunachal, Kaisar-e-Hind, Goa, Malabar Tree Nymph, Karnataka, Southern Birdwing, Tamil Nadu, Tamil Yeoman, Kerala, Budh Mayuri, and Sikkim, Blue Duke.
State butterflies.
Is correct. The state butterflies of these states that I listed. That gets Cambridge Court High School, Jaipur, a +10. The scores after round 1. At this point, we have Cambridge Court High School, Jaipur, with a score of 10. The Scindia School with that negative. Team B, you're on -5. Currently leading is Sardar Patel with a score of 20. And then we have Tonsbridge from Dehradun with a score of 10. This is round 2. It's called Paired, Impaired. You will be paired with others for all the 8 questions. If you know the answer, you tell me what it is. But before I declare that it's correct or not, I will pass it to your paired team, who may accept or reject or even pass. But since you get negatives for a wrong answer, both the direct and the paired teams can pass it, but a team on the buzzer cannot. We'll start with our first of 8 questions. We'll begin with our first pair, that's Jaipur and Gwalior. The 2 other teams, you'll be on the buzzer. Here's my question to Cambridge Court, Jaipur. Amongst the traditional instruments used in the music of Meghalaya and Mizoram are the flutes like Basli, Tanglod, and Fenglong, and the string instruments like Chigring, Tudar, and Tingtang. What plant, of which 50% of species are grown in the northeast, is used to construct these instruments?
So is it bamboo?
You say bamboo. I'll pass it to Gwalior. Accept, reject, pass.
Pass.
You're passing when you shouldn't have, because that is indeed correct. That's well done. This is indeed bamboo. So that's 10 points to Jaipur and nothing to Gwalior because you decided to pass it. But I will give you a direct question now, Team B, and you're paired with Sardar Patel. Mai Ki Bhagia, Mother's Playground, is a natural grove of trees located close to the Kund or reservoir where this river originates and meanders along in its 1,312-kilometer journey before it meets the sea at Mithi Talai. Which river, meaning giver of pleasure?
Godavari.
They say Godavari, Sardar Patel, accept, reject, pass.
Accept.
Accept. I'm afraid that is incorrect. Some -5 Scindia School and a -5 to Sardar Patel. Neither one of the other two teams are interested. The giver of pleasure is Narmada. Sardar Patel, a chance at redemption. You get a direct question paired with Dehradun. Here's my question to you, Team C. Worshipped by both Hindus and Muslims, in which transnational region would you come across the legend of Bon Bibi and Dakshin Rai?
Sundarbans.
Passing to Dehradun, they say Sundarbans.
We accept.
Sundarbans as a transnational region spanning across India as well as Bangladesh is perfect. That's the answer. That's well done. 10 points there to Sardar Patel and a +5 to Dehradun for accepting that answer. That's very well done. Dehradun, you get a follow-up direct question now and you're paired with Cambridge Court. Dehradun, here's my question for you. Being way off the mark from how it actually is, Jacques Chereau of Paris created this print of what location and the street in front of it in Delhi. The print is titled Vue de la Place de Delhi et du Palais du Grand Mogul 1760. All right, Dehradun, are you trying?
No, sir.
No. I'll pass it to Cambridge Court. Are you trying?
Pass.
You're passing. Neither one of Scindia School or Sardar Patel, who's from Delhi, not trying. The answer that I was looking for is the Red Fort and Chandni Chowk. So now if you question, this doesn't look like it, that is correct. Next question now, we'll reverse the order. So direct to Cambridge Court, you're direct and you're paired with Dehradun. Here's my question to you, Cambridge Court. The character Lakshman was Lord Ram's brother in Ramayana, but there was a Lakshman in the Mahabharata too, along with a twin sister, Lakshmana. My question is, which Kaurav was their father?
Will pass.
You'll pass to Dehradun. Are you trying?
Sir, it's Duryodhan.
I'll give you a +10. That is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. Absolutely. Next question, Dehradun, you're direct and you're paired with Sardar Patel. Here's my question. It represented 8.2% of the revenue for the British and hurt the poorest Indians the most. Explaining his choice, Gandhiji said, next to air and water, it is perhaps the greatest necessity of life. What is it that was chosen over Sardar Patel's suggestion of land revenue?
Sir, is it salt?
I'll pass it to Sardar Patel Vidyalaya.
Accept.
They said salt and you'd like to accept. That is indeed correct. That's well done. Back-to-back 10 pointers for Dehradun. +5 for Sardar Patel. That is correct. Next question now to Sardar Patel. You're direct in their school. You're paired with them. Here's my question for you. This is one of the largest diamonds cut from the Golconda mines. While Kohinoor was 105 carats, resides in the British Crown and means mountain of light. This one is 182 carats, resides in the Iranian Crown and means sea of light. Which diamond is this?
Darya-e-Noor.
I'll pass it to Scindia School.
Pass.
When you shouldn't have passed. That is indeed correct. Sardar Patel Vidyalaya, absolutely. Sea of Light, Darya-e-Noor. Very well done there. Scindia School, now a direct question for you, the final one of this round. This division, that's marked in red, of the present-day Bangladesh underwent a referendum in July 1947 for whether it stays with the dominion of India or joins East Bengal. Except for the Karimganj district, the rest voted in favor of Pakistan. Which division is this?
Pass.
You're passing to Cambridge Court, Jaipur.
Sylhet.
Sylhet as the only division that did a referendum. That is correct. Gets you a +10 as a result, and Scindia School, no points to you since you decided to pass. And that's the end of round 2 as well. There's a lot to play for, and there's a lot they've played already. The scoreboard has lots to tell. At this point, we have Cambridge Court High School, Jaipur, currently at a score of 30, and the Scindia School, Team B from Gwalior, currently at -10. Still maintaining their lead is Sardar Patel Vidyalaya from Delhi at 40, but inching closer and closer to them is the Tonsbridge from Dehradun with a score of 35. The next round's a short one. It's round 3. It's called Triple Trouble. 5 questions, all on the buzzer. Step up for double the score or step down for reduced negatives before you give me the answer. But if you don't say anything, you play for default. Here's question number 1, common to all of you on the buzzer. Guy Mountfort. The Scindia School Gwalior has gone for it.
Step down.
Stepping down.
No answer.
No answer. It's a -2, I'm afraid. I will continue the question in the interest of the remaining 3 teams. Guy Mountfort was an English conservationist, treasurer, and later vice president of WWF, whose meeting with then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in April 1972. Sardar Patel Vidyalaya Team C.
Default and Project Tiger.
His meeting with then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in April 1972 led to the setting up of what conservation program? You playing default, you playing for +10. You said Project Tiger, that will give you a +10. That's very well done. Continuing to our second question, watch the video. Sardar Patel Vidyalaya Team C.
Shaniwar Wada.
I'll complete the question. These are the remains of what was a 13-story palace whose main entrance is known as Delhi Darwaza. Destroyed significantly in a fire in 1828, identify this tourist site that was once proposed to be destroyed by the British in order to improve ventilation in the old city. You've given me an answer as Shaniwar Wada, but I don't see you very happy about it. And the reason for that is?
Step up nahi
You
kiya.
forgot about stepping up. That's a +10 nevertheless. We'll move on to our next question. Here's number 3. A mastercraft of engraving of geometrical and calligraphic motifs, locally known as Kantkari, is practiced by craftsmen using copper mined locally from the mountains of Aish Muqam, of which region? On the buzzer is Cambridge Court, Jaipur.
Sir, on default, Bidar.
Default, you say Bidar. I'm afraid that's incorrect. That's a -6, Cambridge Court. Next up is the Scindia School.
Step down.
Stepping down
Aravali.
is incorrect as well. I'm afraid it's not Aravali. The answer that I was looking for is Kashmir. With 2 questions to go, here's number 4. Managed by the Sarabhai Foundation, this 1949 museum gets its name from a fabric made by the Saliyar or Chalyan weavers from southern India and named after the British name for a city on the Malabar coast. A museum dedicated to what textile is this? Tonsbridge from Dehradun, Team D.
So is it Tanjore?
Your answer is Tanjore. I'm afraid that's incorrect. It's not the answer. Next up is Sardar Patel.
Step down.
Stepping down
Calico.
from the city
Calicut.
is perfect. Absolutely. It's a fine answer on a step down. Gets you a +5. Very well done there, Team C. Good answer as we move on to our final question of this round. These books are all examples of a genre of writing called specula principum, a type of an education literary genre. What is specula principum? On the buzzer is the Scindia School Gwalior.
Step up.
Stepping up
Princess.
is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. That's a fine answer on a step up there, the Scindia School Gwalior. And that's a wrap. The storied history of the quiz wraps another chapter. But the element of surprise there was vast. Right from the start till the very end, never a dull moment. Here's a final look at the scoreboard. With a final step up, Scindia School ends with a score of 6. Then with a score of 24 is the Cambridge Court from Jaipur. In second place in the second semi-final is the Tonsbridge from Dehradun with a score of 29. And winning this quiz is Sardar Patel Vidyalaya with a score of 65. And our winner, our qualifier into the national final, they arrived with preparation, played with determination, and thus they excelled. Sardar Patel Vidyalaya, Delhi, compliments to you for giving yourself a longer run in this quiz, and commiserations, of course, to the rest of you. We saw snippets of years of training Over the years, for such perform or perish contests, it sure was a sight to behold and an experience of a lifetime. There's 2 more semi-finals to follow. Expect the unexpected. See you at the next one. Next week, we will see another group of outstanding teams from all corners of the country competing for a spot in the grand finale of the CBSE Heritage India Quiz.